And we're back.
Hooray!
All
we didn't
right.
die.
We didn't die. Well, not completely. But as we were kind of saying, like right before the whole stream crashed,
Just that minor problem. Yeah.
the minor problem we had, we got into predictions, and JBH and I actually have kind of two similar but different predictions. Because you predicted 6-4 for France, I predicted 6-4 for the US.
Yeah, so let me just say that at the beginning of the tournament, I think I predicted France as contenders for the podium and probably the most dangerous European team that the tournament has seen in many years. And I strongly tip them for a trip to like at least the Final Four. And I haven't seen anything so far this tournament that has convinced me otherwise or to change my mind. So as much as I rate the US team and as much as they've done well the last couple of years, I think that France have really upped their game to another level this year.
Yeah, you can't really refute any of that. But is this French Pokemon?
This is French Pokemon.
Okay.
Is it me, or does that Pikachu have an extremely weird facial expression?
His is way too low. Why does he go that far down? He looks more like a cat.
Rather than a mouse.
Yeah, rather than a
Pikachu. Slightly wrong. Boros just seems to be holding dash for everything on this one, which is quite interesting. Also, they've opted to all take double time on the warm-up. I mean, I think that was just a 30-second hard map, so it makes perfect sense, I suppose.
And no live hollow Chicken Bible coming in with SS's. I'm actually impressed that there's an SS from Chicken Bible there, considering that's a French warm-up and he's never... That's a sight reader.
Well, I mean, it's a hard standard convert. I don't imagine that would trouble a player of his skill level.
True. But still. So this is the inevitable clash of the Titans. The winner here will move on to face the winner of Taiwan, South Korea, while the loser of this match heads down to the losers bracket. And they're going to play against Brazil. So Brazil awaits the loser of this match.
Yeah, Brazil looked pretty strong in their victory over Sweden in the previous match. Again, I think Sweden were the favoured team there, with about 2/3 of people electing to give them the nod, but it was Brazil that came out on top.
Yeah, definitely. I was also bamboozled by that. Brazil played absolutely amazing.
Oh, there's some mind games going on right here.
Oh my goodness.
Also saying you will need no fail, and Elostis saying, nope, no fail.
Oh.
He is making a statement right now.
Oh man.
Well, we'll see if those words come back to bite him.
No life coming out with the...
Well, he's saving the day. Main. He's a no fail main anyway.
No fail main. I still see remnants of the gang meme in the chat.
Yeah, I heard that you led the chat on a little goose chase with Ginoshi gang.
Me and Jay had some fun with the chat, alright? It started off with Ganoshi gang, then it turned into Hanik gang, then Gadapata gang, the Dada gang. Now everyone has a gang.
Do you have a Do gang?
Oh yeah.
Is that what you're going to call your subscribers now? The Do gang?
100%. Copyrighting it. Trademarking it. Whole lot of gang stuff. The US are notorious for either like picking a meme or just they pick a try-hard map.
Yeah, this is one of the more traditional Azrael kind of challenge maps, obviously now known as Rock Mode, one of the South Korean CWC roster members. And yeah, this is a pretty spicy difficulty. Gonna warm the fingers up.
Yeah. Would you just look at that? The French team right now, oh my goodness.
Well, Elostis currently double-S-ing with Hard Rock. Maybe he may live good on his promise of saying that no fail is not required.
He said he didn't need no fail. He may have been right.
Well, there's still like 3 minutes of this to go, so we'll see if he can keep that up. But he's looking pretty good so far. Oh, Cassinating is on point. I'm back in the saddle.
So even Alostis, the best player in the lobby, is not immune to the caster curse.
Yep. The power is strong with us. So this is why I love chroma songs, but I could never map them. The pitch just gets to me after a little too long. And I couldn't listen to this like that many times, I don't think. Very cool map though.
I'm just in awe watching Alostis. Oh.
you can do it too.
Hey! Doesn't look so good for France now, does it?
What BPM is this? 185. Although you'd be forgiven for thinking it was a fair bit higher considering the density.
No, watch. When it actually matters in the match, when we try to curse and Tate Alostis, he just won't miss. Russell does actually a pretty significant combo right now, too. And there it goes. But yeah, this is one of the classic old challenge maps. The US love to pick... Sometimes they just pick challenge maps like this. And Alostis is doing this with Hard Rock. What?
The difficulty looks to be mostly kind of slider constructed, so
yeah.
Stream pants won't get too wonky. But that isn't to say that this is the same difficulty with Hard Rock as it is with No Mod by any means. This looks pretty difficult whichever way you look at it.
Yeah.
There's a huge number of drops there from Alostis, unfortunately, which dropped him below 99% AC. Before that, he was sitting very pretty.
Yeah, he had really good AC.
The catcher movement is just insane how they have that fine precision.
Yeah. That... Timing each and every single one of these hypers perfectly, and also taking into account the flow of these notes.
It looks almost robotic at points. It's so impressive.
And that last part at the end. Look at the scores for both teams. Pretty close.
Yeah, very close. Just
That's actually pretty
16,000 points in it.
Dude, Alostis. What are you doing?
Yeah, almost S-ing that with Hard Rock. The absolute madman. But anyway, that's just warm-ups. It doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. 6 real-life match points to be taken now by either team to secure a victory.
Well, here we go. Time for the rules and the bans. Let's see who's going to get the early moral ground by winning the roll. 67 from Hollow. That's pretty good.
Pretty solid, pretty solid.
I feel like the US are going to either roll really high or really low. Okay, never mind.
Completely wrong on both accounts, but it is a France win. 67 beating out 40.
That is actually Chicken Bible's first loss in a roll.
Well, losing the roll doesn't mean the worst. Their life saying that they want to ban second and pick first. Okay. Fair enough. Most of the picks, most of the matches we've seen today, the winner of the roll has opted to ban something first, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy. They elect to ban something first and pick second. And ban the Crowley Hard Rock. Yep. How2 Sekai has been getting banned quite a bit today.
It's been played once, but I think it's been banned in pretty much
every other occasion.
And what a surprise!
Yeah.
La Safada is the second ban. The other map that we've seen banned almost. I think so far today, we've only seen 3 maps banned. These 2 and Endless Ripples has seen a couple of bans.
Yeah, that's it.
And yeah, Russell saying, I did not see that ban coming at all. Teams really just wanting nothing to do with either of these maps in particular.
Yeah. Nobody wants to play these.
Yeah, so that is a 100% ban rate, 6 out of 6 for La Sylphida.
Cyber Thunder Cider is the pick to start it.
Well, that seems wise. I mean, the US did ban Hard Rock 1, so...
I think these 2 might be the 2 best Hard Rocks in the world.
We saw some pretty impressive Hard Rock out of teams like Hong Kong. Taiwan have some pretty solid Hard Rock players. Mexico looked really strong on Hard Rock today as well in that match against Poland. But I think these 2 teams do look pretty dangerous.
Yeah. When I think of like the scariest Hard Rock lineups, I instantly just think of the US players and the French players. I mean, the French are kind of potent because you have Alostis, who's so good, and then you just have also good players behind him, like No Life and Boros.
Yeah, it's pretty much expected that Alostis will FC even several things at this level of difficulty, but even when he doesn't, his team are so consistently behind him that there's usually somebody FCing. Which is just real pressure for the US. And also, yeah, to notice, like, this match has been rescheduled and France are playing at like 1 in the morning, which is really quite kind of not brave, really, that's not really the word, but it shows that they're like not phased by like
I mean, they're dedicated
at odd times of day. Dedicated is exactly the right word.
Yeah. But here we go, Battle of the Giants here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, last year we had the US versus China in the quarterfinals, 2 teams that eventually went on to contest the grand final.
And if you think about it, like, we could be set for another run like this, because we've got US, France in quarterfinals, potential winner of this place, potentially South Korea, and that means potentially China in the final. The gauntlet has been thrown down.
There are no free lunches in the top side of the bracket anymore. The winners bracket.
Karisu with a miss, but Boros is actually going to trade it back shortly after.
Yeah, US are going to have a very early initial advantage.
This map is actually just brutal.
Some of these weird spacings come out just almost out of nowhere every time. Just when you think you're in a calmer part of the song, and it's like a nice kind of flowing stream section like that, all of a sudden you'll get a with a strong dash, just as No Life has found out there. Coming into the break, US know they have a slight advantage, still 2 double S's on their side from Rossold and Chicken Bible. Alostis still holding double S for France.
Yeah, No Life with another miss right there. That's really weird. You've got Alostis being matched by Chicken Bible and Rossold perfectly, but Rossold is going to find a miss right as they say that.
Yeah, that must have been a bit of nerves from No Life, seeing in the break that he had dropped, that the difference was slightly towards US's favor, knowing that he had to pull that one back. And Boros is going to drop as well.
Yeah.
And Chicken Bible also, though.
Karisu, though. Oh, he's down!
As well. There's no combos anywhere left on the side of the US. Alostis is going to bring this one slightly back into France's favor.
Yep. Oh, but right as Russell gets up to 200 combo, he misses. That's brutal for the US. And France are going to really extend the lead now. Alostis still standing strong with the double S, 2/3 of the way through. And the US on the recovery.
Chicken Bible back to 200, Rossold almost there, but...
Oh, no, that's a from the US!
That is not good for the US.
Boros will miss from Chicken Bible again.
This time, France know they have a significant advantage, 100,000 points now. Before, France knew they were behind, but still in with a sniff. This time, US know they have some serious work to do. They cannot see any more drops now.
Yeah, there definitely is. There's still enough time, but the US have to basically FC through to the ending and hope that France do have a meltdown here. Otherwise, France are going to be taking this opening point. And there's one from Boros.
No Life still holding strong with that 600 combo there when Russell is
Yep.
still
No Life
not
is
up
down
to-
with Kurisu.
Yeah, misses traded there. Chicken Bible still not a 200 combo, but now Kurisu has dropped again.
Yeah, the US had the combo advantage at the end there, but it's not going to be enough to pull it back. So France are going to win their opening
track.
pick.
That's another double S from Alostis this World Cup. I don't know how much he's at currently, but I would hazard it's probably well into double figures now.
Well into double figures. It was into double figures in the group stage.
Yeah.
Alostis adds to his SS count. And that's Cyber Thunder Cider. That's a hard map to SS.
Well, to be fair to the US, that was France's pick. It was their first pick, so they must have felt pretty confident in that one. US shouldn't feel too deflated with that loss. They hung in there with a decent shout for most of that map. And
Yeah, they
Hard
actually
Rock was
were ahead.
something that they were banning initially, so I don't think they should be too downhearted with that one. They get to pick their prime kind of preferred selection next, and we'll see.
Yeah, and the only Hard Rock pick left is Days, and I think that's a little bit easier than Cyber Thunder Cider. Just due to some of the spacing, so I don't think the US are going to be worried too much about Hard Rock, but they were in it and leading for most of that map. Just couldn't quite hang on in the end, and France, with the consistency, prevailed. Well, the US have a lot of other options here in this pool.
Oh, absolutely. It's still very early days. And we know that the US have players that are maybe not specialists, but are kind of pretty well-rounded as a team. Like, there's not any real mod that they would be afraid of, I wouldn't have thought.
Yeah. It's just, with the way this match, the format works now with the second ban, it's kind of really important for teams to play the maps that they feel like they can win the most first.
Before the other team gets a chance to take them away.
Before the other team gets a chance to knock one of them out. So I feel like we may see Hidden here from the US first.
They're taking their sweet time and deliberating this one.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely crucial that they get a point on the board first here, on their first pick. That they get a point on the board and respond to the point from France.
Yeah, but you mean this is their kind of first pick. You'd have thought they'd have known what they wanted to pick first up, unless what they wanted to pick first up was banned. In which case, maybe they should have decided a different first pick, considering that La Sylphida has been banned in every map so far. They will stick with Hidden, though, and they'll go for mid-tiers.
Yep. Yep, the US going Hidden, and they've got a scary lineup for this mod.
Absolutely.
So, not really surprised from this ban or from this pick at all.
I'm assuming that Zach will be fitting into that third slot if he's available. Obviously a well-known and renowned Hidden player, and especially of older maps like this. But no, Kurisu jumping in.
Kurisu.
Interesting. Maybe Zach is not available. Even Kurisu seems a bit surprised to be in the lobby.
Yeah.
With the big think. Well, Zach's in the chat, so obviously he's not supposed to be in the lobby for this
Zach
one.
says HD surprise incoming, and Lexi says hi, so I'm really confused.
Alostis, can I have a request? Can you not be good for like 1 hour, please? At least he asked nicely, but I'm not sure that Alostis is going to just sit down and let his countrymen be walked over in this one. The French have like probably their best team they've seen in many years, and they've got to be making the most of this one.
Wait, this is actually the Hidden lineup for the US? Chicken Bible and Kurisu? Okay, Zach wasn't kidding when he said HD surprise incoming. So this is not the conventional Hidden lineup for the US. Russell is the only person who actually plays Hidden mostly for the US on that team.
Well, this is interesting because this is their selection, so they must feel pretty confident about not
Yeah,
only
it's
this
just-
pick, but also these players on this pick, as No Life sees an early drop from the French roster.
Yeah, it's just crazy to think that Lexi and like Zach are just like, nope, not even thought of here. Like, not even here. But as you said, No Life with that early miss is going to give the lead to the US here. I still don't believe what I'm seeing. But No Life is actually going to find a second miss here. And Hollow is going to miss as well. No Life again. Karisu does drop as well. It's just Alostis, Chicken Bible, and Russell. Karisu again. US have built up quite a lead here. Hollow and Chicken Bible are going to trade. I think it's going to hurt the US a little more, though.
Yeah, 1/3 of the map still to play, and it's Russell versus Alostis for who can keep that full combo for the longest right now.
Yeah, and No Life's got combo to back it. Alostis is down along with Chicken Bible and Hollow. No Life,
Chicken
the
Bible
only
seeing a couple
combo.
of drops there, but Hollow dropping several times once again there.
Oh, triple
No
miss
Life.
for the US.
They've built up pretty big a lead, and there isn't much in the way of combos on the side of
Yeah.
France. I'm not sure
It's-
they can overturn this one.
Yeah, it's only Alostis. He's got 100 combo, but I don't think it's going to be quite enough. But the US keep missing like that. That might help him out. But I don't think it's going to be enough for France here. And the US are going to fire back. And with Chicken Bible, Karisu, and Russell, they win a hidden pick.
Yeah, double one miss there, just one from Russell and from Alostis. Just Hollow struggling a little bit to maintain a significant combo on that one. Kurisu, only 5 misses, but that max combo of 184 really impacted his score
Yeah,
quite significantly.
They were spaced out in the worst way possible. But Hollow having the roughest time of all with that 179 combo.
So there we go. 2 shots fired, 2 hits secured. 1 apiece, both picks won. France to pick for their second time.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you kind of want these matches to start for if you're either team.
Well, you'd prefer to win
You
and
prefer to be
break on your
2 up,
opponents, but
up to nothing, but this is
looks like France is going to be going for double time this time around with Endless Ripples.
now we've seen this map banned a few times.
It has been banned a few times, yes. But I think the reason this has been banned is it's got quite a high approach rate for a song that has a fairly low density. So it doesn't require kind of complete memory, but it does require a lot of strong dashing to objects and then rapidly like decreasing your catcher momentum to avoid overshooting.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't flow kind of as well as like Heavenly Blue, the Nelly map, for example, which has
Here
a
we
much
go.
higher slider velocity.
Kendall coming into the match, making his way in here. Also, Boros is back in.
Yeah, we're hitting some AR-10 now on the double time pool, so this one's for the speedy boys.
For the Speedy Boys and Kendall coming in. He's been playing absolutely great on double time so far this World Cup for the US. So we'll see if he's up to the challenge here in the quarterfinals. Looks like we're just waiting.
French team asking the Americans to ready up. They want to get on with this. No time to breathe.
The US trying to get every second they can.
There's mind games going on. Even when it doesn't look like it, there's mind games.
Always mind games. Or it could just be Kendall forgetting to click the ready up button.
Well, to be fair, like, I'm not surprised if France want to end this soon, considering how late it is for them.
Yeah, that's true.
They want to
Definitely.
wrap this win up and head off to bed.
Yeah, and also that's also another motive for the US. You know, the longer this match goes, the harder it's going to be for these French players. Because they're playing at 1 a.m.
Well, they agreed to this reschedule, so
Yeah.
they must be at least somewhat kind of happy to contest this.
The French coming out with better accuracy at the start here than the Americans.
Yeah, we see quite a lot of droplet misses already from Kendall in particular.
But Chicken Bible will find the first miss.
Yeah, right at just before 200 combo. That is an unfortunate place to drop. If there's a drop from France any point after this, then America might take a very slight advantage here. But we've got to see that miss first if one is forthcoming.
Yeah, French players looking really comfortable right now. Only seeing a few droplet misses from all of them. But they actually look really good. If they can keep holding on to combo like this just for a little bit longer, they're going to put this out of reach.
Yeah, we're already halfway through the pick. And although this is not a short map, as I said, the density is quite low, so there's not many chances to build your combo back up. Kendall with the miss, though. And a couple more as well. That is not what the US needed.
Getting caught out there. This map has been banned several times. No Life will find a miss for France, but it's too little too late for the US. They need much more than that.
Yeah, Kendall is starting to struggle towards the end of this one here. It's not going to make too much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. 2 FCs on the side of France, only 1 on the side of the US. Looks like that one is going to be a second game victory for France, again on their pick. Everything seeming fairly standard thus far.
Yep,
all is
2-1.
back in the US's court.
If you recall, 1 year ago when the US played in the quarterfinals versus China, that was a match in which there were no break points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just back and forth.
Back and forth, all the way to tiebreak. And so far, we've had 3 consecutive maps with no break points. We'll see if it makes it all the way. But now the US have a chance to respond here, and getting a little bit of client lag here. Honestly, with this kind of matchup, I really just don't want to spend time even speculating. I kind of just wish I could just spectate a match purely like this and just see where it goes. Because I have absolutely no idea how these guys are going to...
Some laying down the law from our ref Tiger Eyes in the chat right now. Trying to get this match proceeding at a sensible pace.
Yeah, Kendall unfortunately just forgot to click the ready button.
Well, it happens to the best of us. Let's hope it doesn't happen again. Anyway, it is the US's pick next.
And that actually is true from Chicken Bible. Now the referee's created some confusion. And now we're gonna waste more time.
Don't waste time. We weren't wasting time. This argument is causing the problem it sought to avoid.
Is causing the problem it sought to avoid.
Okay, well, no more wasted time. We're going back to the hidden pool for the third, well, the final hidden picker since La Sylphida has been banned. Doku Ringo to Cinderella from the Convert offering.
Yeah, this map is something, man. This map is just insane to watch people play. It's quite eventful. There's always a lot of interesting patterns and spacings and timings going on.
Yeah, the addition of a high BPM combined with the 1/3 patterning means this is really quite dense at times, lending to some very snappy patterning, which is quite difficult to balance with hidden, to be fair. There's also some interesting patterns later on, like the kind of the hyper dash chain section, and then that curved like buzz slider stream that can catch a lot of players out near the end.
Yeah. But Alostis is going to step out for this one, actually.
Okay. Feeling that he needs to prepare for whatever they're going to pick next and not get caught up focusing on this.
Or he says, I'm not playing this. Either one.
Well, maybe he feels he's not needed.
But
As we
again,
said, like, just because he is the star player on his team doesn't mean that the rest of the French roster is weak by any means. They're still excellent players. He just happens to be the standout player on a team of standout players.
so no Lexi, no Zach for Hidden. So far, everyone's hanging in there, but it's about to pick up. Oh, Chicken Bible with the first miss.
And then right at that 200 combo mark, No Life missing just after that mark as well. It's going to keep the scores very even.
Yeah, it's going to allow the US to crawl back into it. No Life's second miss, though, is going to give them the advantage immediately. I'm sure we will see some more misses. Hollow and Boros, all the French players are down. Karisu, Russell, and Chicken Bible still above 200.
Yeah, perfect time. Unfortunately, Karisu not able to capitalize on that as he sees a drop, but No Life drops as well.
And so the Americans will hang on to the advantage for now. The French trying to recover. They've almost got two combos at 200, but a double miss from the US is going to open the door for France. They've got two combos above 200 now, and No Life's recovering. Karisu's trying to get up there to stop the bleeding. But France are going to close the gap, and a miss from Russell that's going to allow France to walk in. Boros will negate it, though. Boros missing yet again.
Yeah, Chicken Bible has just got up to 200 combos, so those kind of combo advantage is ever so slightly going over to the US now.
Yeah, thanks to that last miss from Boros there. 2/3 of the way through. Boros again will find a miss, gets caught out by that kick slider there. And No Life will fall as well. Triple miss from France.
Not good news for the French roster.
Yeah, the Americans were ready for this one. Karisu will find a miss. Boros and No Life did miss right before that break. I didn't even see it.
Chicken Bible with an uncharacteristic drop in the calm section, though.
Yeah, that was a very random miss there. Sometimes you could psych yourself out in the calm section, though, and just miss the easy stuff that you normally wouldn't. Karisu with a drop.
Unfortunately, Hollow dropping as well. He was the leading combo on France there. Not going to be able to capitalize. Russell still holding on to that combo up at 600 now. Chicken Bible drops again, but I don't think it's going to matter too much.
Yeah, but if Hollow keeps missing, France is not going to be able to walk in, take this point, and Boros is going to miss again as well. And so the US are going to tie this one back up at 2.
Yeah, it's definitely looking that way. Again, pretty convincing victory for the US on Hidden, but unfortunately, that is the Hidden pool completely depleted now. 2 picks, 2 victories for the US, and a 3rd ban. So where do they go now? Well, they'll have a little bit of time to think about that because France will get to pick their 3rd selection next.
Yeah, and the US are probably going to be a really capable team here on Nomad. This Nomad pool is pretty big. There's a lot of popular maps in there, and the US definitely have one of the best teams for that. So they're probably going to go for Nomad. That's what I would guess. But France still have a Hard Rock pick, and they still have double time left.
Yeah, I just spied Lostis in the chat saying I wasn't playing the map because I hate it. So that's fair enough. But they don't have to worry about Hidden anymore. So that's maybe one concern off their minds if it was.
I'd also like to say hi to Toy out there in the chat, the standard OWC champion, coming in to cheer on the US boys.
Chicken Bible again pleading with a Lostis to go back to the bench.
He was
France
so good while you were
time. They're wasting no time there. They want more DT on the table. Heavenly Blue going to be the next selection.
Yeah. This mod is definitely the one weakness, I think, for the US. Not a crippling weakness, but in past years, it's always been the mod that they're slightly weaker on compared to the other mods.
In all fairness, it's not been a huge issue for the US, to be honest, because Double Time is one of those mods that very few countries have 3 players which are really good at Double Time at this kind of level of difficulty. A lot of people play kind of Hidden and Hard Rock, obviously as well as No Mod, at this level of difficulty, but Double Time is much more of a specialist mod that only kind of 1 or 2 people at most per country play. I mean, we see some countries like Chile have an excellent Double Time lineup. So unless you're playing against a country like that, that weakness isn't necessarily exposed. But France looking like they have the roster for Double Time, which a lot of countries do not have. And that might be something that can take them a lot further in the tournament than in previous years.
Yeah, definitely.
All it takes is kind of showing one area of weakness and then another team's going, oh, hey, I can get 3 points there.
Yeah, I will say that the US's Double Time, it's not as weak as last year, definitely because of Kendall. Kendall's been playing pretty well so far.
Oh, you can have like a very strong team on any particular mod, but if the other team is better than you, it doesn't matter how good you are.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
But anyway, this is time for a bit of an endurance test.
Yeah. France going to put the Americans' Double Time skills to the test here. Kendall with an early miss here right before 200 at about the 170 mark.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that from the US so far this match, just missing just before getting to the 200, whereas the French players who've been missing have been tending to miss just after the 200. Thankfully, it's not kind of broken any points for either team just yet, but as the match goes on, pressure gets pulled with the drop though. This is going to give the advantage back to the US as Kendall has just hit that 200 combo mark himself.
Yeah, but no, he misses
Hollow drops. There's a trade.
Yeah, there's a trade, and actually now it's going to be an American advantage because we have 200 plus combos to 1.
Yeah, lost this quickly back up to that 200 combo mark, but Kendall and Hollow both are pretty much in equal footing right about now. It's very narrow, probably no more than 10,000 points difference at this stage, and this is a long map.
Bible with a miss. So France back in the lead. And Alostis already back up to that 300 combo mark.
Yeah, not looking too troubled after that early miss.
No misses there. Oh, but Kendall gets caught up shortly after. France is going to grow the lead now. Chicken Bible is up to 200. But all the French players are looking so comfortable. Kendall takes a big hit on the health bar.
Yeah, we're starting to see a little bit of suffering from Kendall here. Not that he's a bad player at this mod at any means, but this is just something that requires so much concentration for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And a lot of players do not have that kind of ability.
Yeah, it's not just DT.
1000 combo as Russell matches him, but unfortunately it is 3 large combos to 2 on the side of France. So they are steadily growing that point difference.
Yeah. This map is so long, so it really does push these DT players and really just demands every ounce of your stamina.
1/3 of the map to go. France know they have a 100,000 point advantage, which can still be overturned. There's still a lot of fruit to catch.
Yep.
Kendall's back up at 300 combo. Chicken Bible is next to drop though.
Look at the consistency coming out from France right now.
All 3 of their players are about to have 1,000 combo.
Kendall with yet another miss. He's trying to recover. Alostis is going to miss though.
The gap is too large at this stage. It'll take a huge problem for one of the French players, or multiple French players now, to overturn the lead. And there's only this calm kind of slider end section.
And France going to take a point on Double Time.
So this is great for France, because although they haven't managed to break the US yet, they've been victorious on Hard Rock and Double Time. Hidden has been the only victory mod pool for the US so far, and there are no hidden maps left. So they're forcing US to try something different now, or pick something that they know France has proven to be strong at.
Yeah, definitely. But now the US do get a ban. Let's also not forget that the US do
That
get
is
their
true.
second ban.
Are you allowed to just slap Hidden on and DT pick and CWC? Yes. In Oscatch Score V2, Hidden gives no score modifier or bonus at all. You can put it on freely with Double Time or Hard Rock purely to aid you in kind of your reading if you are a Hidden reading aficionado. Obviously, Hidden Pool must be played with Hidden, but it's completely optional if you want to add it for Hard Rock or DT. There's no pressure to add it if you want extra points or anything like that.
Kendall saying that he's having some hardware issues.
We never like to see that. Hopefully he can get those sorted. One Hard Rock, one Double Time still available, and you got to imagine that the US are going to ban one of those.
It's gotta be it's the Double Time, definitely. There it is. They're gonna ban Best of My Love.
I think Days from the Hard Rock pool is a map that a lot of players at this difficulty will feel more comfortable in, will probably have played at least once, if not several times. So most teams should be fairly comfortable with that. And the US opting to get rid of that Double Time pick. They've lost both of the DT picks thus far, so just not wanting anything to do with that mod anymore.
Yep, and the US now with the pick, are they going to go for no mod or the one remaining Hard Rock? One way or another, we're going to be playing some no mod, all right?
Well, there's not going to be much left but no mod very soon.
So now we're waiting for the pick here. I mean, the US, obviously, I think a little weaker in terms of no mod this year because they don't have Playboy. It was a big part of that three-man no mod roster from last year. But they still have a really good no mod roster. They got Karisu, got Kendall, got Lexi, and Zach, as well as Chicken Bible and Russell. I mean, these guys can play pretty much almost anything.
Their problem is that France have a roster that it can do pretty much the exact same.
Yeah.
And if you pick no mod, like the most common mod, the mod that nearly everyone can play well at this level, it's always a risk. Like, what if the other team are just slightly better than us at it? But the US are going to be picking no mod. They're going to be going with Chino Iro Wakiru, the Hollow Wings convert difficulty, something that we have seen a few times. Going to be interesting to see. This is definitely a pick that if you can build a significant combo and maintain it for any length of time, you'll be definitely running away with a huge advantage for your team. This is a map that's so easy to just make a small error on, just a little miss. And when you get down to that kind of like reset your combo, building back up to 200 just seems like such a long process because every slider jump, every stream is just so much more difficult than you expect.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those kind of maps where you can literally just miss on anything. Or just about anything in the map. So, as you said, combo is going to be super important here.
One thing we do have to mention, though, this is an interesting selection from the US, not because it's a pick that they're weak on, but France have some of the best convert players in the game right now.
Yeah.
Like, No Life particularly stands out as someone who is, like, obviously not a bad player of specifics, but he has definitely honed his craft on converts more so than most.
Yeah, players usually tend to favor either specifics or converts, and France excel at converts. But this is kind of this isn't your average convert, as Hollow finds the early miss. So many awkward hypers placed here, and just the timing and spacing of some of these patterns is...
Yeah, there's a lot of these slider jumps combined with anti-flow, so it's best, if possible, to just try and stack your catcher and not wiggle too much as Hollow sees another drop there. if you can catch fruit on the edge of your plate without too much difficulty, you can make your next jump so much more comfortable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Karisu will find the first miss for the US, so France going to get some score back.
They're still going to have the advantage overall, though, because Hollow has seen, I think, 2 misses thus far.
One very early miss and then another miss as well, so the US will still have a slight advantage, but Hollow back up to 200, looking good. Karisu with a second miss.
Yeah, just
That's
dashing slightly too early on that wiggle. As
Double miss
Hollow and
for
No Life
France.
both drop, though.
Chicken Bible down as well.
Yeah, a lost is traded as well, though. Russell, the only combo left.
Russell tends to excel at just any awkward map. Like, you think of maps that just have awkward patterns and spacings? Russell can do them so
He made
well.
those slider streams look so trivial. That is an impressive play by him so far. And as I said, like, he holds that combo. He knows that every second he can maintain this combo, he's giving his team a massive advantage.
Yeah, that score bar is flying more and more to the left the longer and longer he holds on. But US are not completely out of this yet. They haven't won it, but they got to put it away.
Yeah, Chicken Bible and Karisu both back up to 200 combo now, so it's looking very good for them. But No Life and Alostis have done the same. They're still going to be growing that advantage whilst Hollow catches up. But any number of misses towards the end of this map can trade and give their France back an advantage.
Yeah, still not over yet, but a good recovery from France as well. They're still in this and they know it. Chicken Bible's going to provide a miss, though, to let him in here. France not out of this just yet. Karisu with a miss as well.
And Russell is down.
And that's a triple
Disadvantage
miss
is
from the
shrinking.
US.
I think there's still too much left in the map.
Hollow with a
and
miss.
Chicken Bible trade, but this one's going to go back to France. No Life and Alostis after those early misses holding very strong.
No Life and Alostis hit all of the ending. Are you kidding me?
Finally, we see a break point, and it's over to the side of France. 4-2. We did say that picking Nomad and picking Converts against this French roster especially was a risk. And although Russell, with that one miss, put in a stellar performance, he was just not enough to carry the team.
Yeah, France delivered. I mean, they played to expectations, honestly, on picking Converts. Nomad against France is really difficult to win. I think the US did about as good as they could have hoped for on that. I mean, I was really surprised. I mean, Hollow was struggling, so I was worried for France that Hollow wouldn't be able to maintain combo consistency and just continuously miss, but he did get his act together, and credit to him, helped France get the point.
Wow, so this is our last non-Nomad pick coming out, and it's going to be days from the Hard Rock pool. After this, we have, well, it could be one Nomad pick if France win this, or it could be a Nomad marathon.
It could be a Nomad marathon. Russell making his point known. So the last Hard Rock pick. Things France have really put the pressure on here because now this Hard Rock is basically a must-win for the US.
Is that some friendly banter to try and hide the nerves from the US? Chicken Bible saying $200 and he'll throw Zach under the bus for this one. Hopefully they're still just having a good time, because if they're getting nervous, this is not a team you want to give an inch to. France have looked clinical thus far.
Yeah, definitely. France are punishing all the mistakes the US are making. And we expected really that this is basically a match that either team could win. But here we go. On to the last Hard Rock pick. Nobody will take Hidden. And we haven't seen Lexi or Zach, so they may not be here.
Well, you can only play with the roster that is available to you at the time, so And very early miss from Caruso, and a second miss as well in that introductory section. Going to give France the advantage. Despite this as being only a minute and a half long, the max combo is just under 700, so there's a chance to get back into this one.
Yeah, but combo is absolutely crucial on a map like this if there's only 700, and that miss from Caruso is really not going to help the US. Because the French are all full comboing right now. And yeah, France looking very good right now. Carice's 2 misses have really let France get away here. Unfortunately, because it's such a short map, it has such a big effect. And there's another one. But France, 3-way FC here. We have 5-way FC on this. That's actually insane.
Yeah. Caruso just struggling a little bit. Maybe the nerves getting to him. No one getting caught out by that little spinnerbait as we've seen a couple of times earlier today. Alostis dropping that double S right at the end, but it is going to be a triple FC for France. Really strong showing by them.
5-way FC, Caruso the only misses, but that's going to give the point to France. They're up 5-2 at match point. I don't think we expected this sort of dominance from France.
Well, if you didn't expect the dominance from France, then you haven't been watching them in previous rounds, to be fair. They have looked untroubled thus far by any team that they've participated against.
Against the defending runners-up, you know, it's insane to see.
Well, US aren't out of this one yet, but they do need to win 3 games and then a tiebreaker to secure this one.
Yeah, the US got to win.
Fairly imperious form right about now.
Yeah, the US have to win 4 in a row to take this away from France. The good news for them, it's no mod. The bad news for them, they can't lose a single point.
Yeah. They've only played 1 no-mod map so far. It was their pick, and they kind of got beaten on it. So, admittedly, like, none of the other picks in this pool are anything like no-mod 5.
Yeah, the one they play. Yeah, like the one they played.
The problem is that, like...
I find this so crazy that this is no mod, that the US are going to have... The US have to win 3 no mod maps in a row to force tiebreak.
I think the best thing for them here is to give a shot to one of Unconquered, Axiom Crisis, or World Vanquisher. They are very similar maps, and if they can win on one of them, they will feel that they can probably win on the... They have a good chance of winning on the others. This is a winner's bracket match, Cadavrin, so neither of these teams will be going home, even if they lose, but they will just be dropping back down into loser's bracket.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you think about it this way, the US are going to be able to control 2 of these next 3 picks, so they can, if they play well on like Unconquered or World Vanquisher, they can go for one of the other ones when it comes back around to it.
You have to imagine that if they do pick one of those 3 and win, France will ban one of the other 2 though, because they will get a comeback ban if the US score a 3rd point.
Oh, totally forgot about that. Oh, that's rough. This is going to be rough.
It's not looking too good for the US right now. Reversible Doll is going to be their selection, though. I mean, we did see on the Map Pool Showcase last week, Chicken Bible gave a very impassioned speech about how he loved this map, and it was one of his favorites when he was kind of just getting into higher level catch play. So obviously he's a big fan of this one. Hopefully he can continue his love for it, and it's not going to betray him in this most needed moment.
In his dire time of need here. And hopefully Kendall can shake off the early rounds. It is really unfortunate that I haven't seen Lexi or Zach at all.
I did see a F in chat for Lexi being stuck in a car somewhere in chat.
Oh no! Well, the thing is, they still won the hidden picks.
Well, unfortunately, you can't reschedule twice, and US have just got to make the best of their situation. If you're an American or you're a US fan and you wanted to see them dig themselves out of this hole they find themselves in, do get your support going in the Twitch chat. They need you now more than ever before.
All right, I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm gonna have to do this. I'm buying a banner.
Oh, you think that's going to sway it?
I think it's gonna sway it.
Well, you've got 3 minutes because that's about how long this map is.
That's all I need. I'm buying a banner.
France have pushed US to the limit here, and they just need 1 more point to get themselves into the semi-finals winners bracket. Can they do it? Wowika's reversible doll could be the final pick of today. Let's see who comes out on top.
Boom! Banner has been bought.
He's done it. All of the US scores doubled. Wow!
Whoa!
France have triple missed.
It really works.
That's some next level cursinating if that were to be the case.
Everyone, Zach says everyone buy US banners. Any good luck I can send him, man. I've done all I can.
Someone's going to be plastering "buy this banner to help Americana" or something to that effect.
Yeah. Right now, they're both tied. Everyone's assessing still.
Consistency is the name of the game.
I mean, you're not wrong.
This one's not a handbreaker, but it's a little bit tricky at times.
Kendall with a few droplet misses, and that's an actual miss from Kendall.
That's a little bit bigger miss from the US roster. Kendall with a few drops there, unfortunately.
He's just got to focus on recovering and getting that combo back.
Yeah, they're not even halfway through just yet, so they can still be turned around.
But France, credit to them, they're holding up. No Life did find a few droplet misses.
So France know that they have about a 35,000 point lead right now, and Kendall is the difference maker. Everyone else still holding a full combo. No Life with a very slight accuracy drop, but all 4 other players holding double S's.
All right, now we just lie in wait here. France holding the lead for now. A third of the map left. They're looking to put the US away. It would be a huge win for France.
And this would be a dominant win from France if they can close it out here. 6-2 against last year's runners-up. We'll see if they can do that, though.
That'd be a big time win for this French team, and they want it bad. They got to get it done and finish it, close it out. The US are hanging tough, right behind them. Not giving up just yet.
Yeah, Kendall's recovered nicely from those earlier drops. But if France don't miss, then it doesn't matter how well they perform for the rest of the pick.
I mean, you still have a Lostis and Burrows holding the SS's. No Life has done well to recover just after missing a few droplets, honestly.
I think it might just be the 2 droplets, honestly.
Yeah, just 2 droplets. But the French absolutely powering through this.
There really needs to be a drop from the French roster.
Yeah,
now.
It needs to happen now, or the Americans are done. It's not happening.
I mean, we can't quite say the US is gone, but
no.
France have not let their foot off the gas for a single second in this match.
Kendall misses, that's it.
Wow.
That's it.
What
Lag
a
at the end.
performance from the French guys.
6-2, it's over.
Another double S. No Life with the just a couple droplet misses, making that a triple FC. 6-2 to France. That is an astonishing performance from those players.
And now they're
performing
guaranteed
at that level against opposition of that level and not blinking is brilliant. Well played to France. Well played to the US as well. Obviously, they put in an outstanding performance, but just not able to match the unshakable consistency of the French players.
And also, too, their players not being there does kind of hurt. And against a team like France, you need all of your team members. But France secure their second ever spot in finals week.
Yeah, it's looking very strong for them. I was kind of hoping that after I hyped them up, they wouldn't fall flat on their face as they maybe have done in some of the previous years. I mean, we've seen them go out in group stage despite being a high seed before, so this year they look a much different beast than they have been in previous years. And a semi-final match against Korea or Taiwan beckons for them.
And I gotta say, they look really good.
We have seen France victorious in a scrim over Korea this week, so on a semi-final pool, if their players can all keep up with that, what looks like to be a rapidly escalating difficulty, that could be a very nicely simmering encounter.
Absolutely. So Chile and France are through to the top 4, the top 6 guaranteed. They're in the semifinals of the winners bracket. The U.S. will play Brazil next week, but they will have to potentially meet Hong Kong after that.
Yeah, I think the team that will be fighting against Hong Kong will be the loser of the Philippines-China match, or maybe will it be the
Hong Kong
will it be the Taiwan-South Korea match?
It'll be the Taiwan-South Korea match.
Okay.
So that's still dangerous.
Yeah. So there you go. That is concluding our stream for today.
That is going to do it. So France move on 6-2 over the U.S. And we'll get to Philippines, China, and Korea, Taiwan tomorrow, 11 hours from now. Check the wiki for the schedules. Don't miss it. Well, JBH, that's going to do it.
Yeah, so Hong Kong, Germany, Mexico, and Brazil victorious in their losers bracket encounters. So sadly, Sweden, Poland, the Netherlands, and my boys, Great Britain, have unfortunately exited the tournament for this 2019 edition. Finland and the US not victorious today, but will survive into next week's losers bracket. Big congratulations to France, Brazil, Mexico, Chile, Germany, and Hong Kong for their victories. So yeah, thank you very much to everyone in chat. Thank you very much to our streamers, our commentators, our statisticians. You've all been so wonderful. And we'll see you back for 2 more matches of quarterfinal action tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. China and Philippines await. Good night.
Don't miss it. We'll be back tomorrow. Goodbye.